Andrew's grinning. What have you broken, Andrew?
I've not broken anything. I'm just playing around with things, and yeah.
Don't
No, it's
play
good.
with
We've got loads
anything.
of people logged in, and I'm just laughing at. Well, I suppose laughing, but I'm happy that things are sort of working, even if we did forget to turn on the username and password option.
Andrew forgot. Just saying. I'm not mentioning any names. We're a team here. Andrew forgot.
Eddie is the tester, and he's testing failed miserably on this one.
I test by looking at the screenshots, and I'm like, yeah, it looks all right. All is good. Happy Friday, everyone. Yes, it is quiz night. No, sorry, game night. And it is a very...
Why am I so much higher than you?
Never mind. It's because you've got more hair.
I'm going to do this. There we go.
How is everybody doing today? I hope you're all doing well. We're really excited. Is this the first time that we actually going to use the quiz and get people to answer the quiz on the quiz platform?
We did use it last week. We had a few little hiccups. Obviously, we only had Facebook available for login last week. We've now got GitHub added. We've got, what else we've got added? Google added, so you can log in with if you've got a Google account. And we have got a username and password one, which wasn't turned on prod, but hey, it is turned on now, so people can register. If they haven't got a social media account on one of those, or they don't want to use it, you can log in with that, which is good.
Well, hopefully that's the technical issues out the way now already. I see we've got Mike in the chat as well, on the YouTube chat. Mike, awesome to have you here. Mike, I think in our second game night, did a Microsoft round, which was really good. A little bit biased to Microsoft, but, he's a .NET dev. What do you expect, right? Come on, I'll do the same for, Linux or Mac or something like that, so that's fine. And Lee, thank you very much for joining and bringing some friends along as well. It's awesome to see you all here. Mike, you haven't logged into the platform yet. Do you need a link? It is at the top of the screen, but we're friends, so let me make it easier for you, and I'll share a link in the chat. Join the game. We do have 4 rounds tonight, and one, including one of those, is a guest round.
Yes, yeah, we didn't put 5 in last week. We had 5 rounds with a guest round, and it was too long. So we're sticking with 4 rounds, but there is still a guest round here this evening. I don't think our guest round host as such has joined this evening yet. Though. I don't know if he's going to or not. I know he's been quite busy this week.
Yeah, the guest round creator, Dan, is not quite here yet. But, his round is coming up later on. So first of all, you have to put up with one of my rounds and one of Andrew's, I think. So I'm really excited to get started, right? Andrew's been working really hard since last Friday on the platform, and I haven't been helping at all. Well, I kind of been helping by staying out of his way. I usually break stuff. But I'm really excited to see how it looks. There are so many new features that I haven't seen yet.
No, there's not.
You told me there was.
The main thing that's changed is people can log in now.
What have you been doing all week?
No, we fixed a few bugs as well. There were a few little bugs and stuff from last week. There's still various improvements. But hey, we're good for feedback. So any comments, please let us know what else we can do to improve.
Yeah, raise an issue on GitHub, because if you mention it in the chat now, that'd be useful. We can talk about it, but we'll probably forget. So if you raise an issue on GitHub, that'd be really helpful. We've got Jesus here. How you doing? Great to have you here. Mike says, still can't create an account. Mike, what have you broken? You .NET devs are all the same. You're just trying to break anything that isn't .NET. So I love you really, Mike. So
this is probably a case of need to be tested on Internet Explorer, is it? Or Edge, should I say?
Maybe. Mike, give us a bit of a bug report. What browser? And what are you logging in as? Facebook, or are you creating a user? I guess you're using an email and password to create a new account. Beck says you've been playing golf all week. Oh no, Lee says Tom and Shane are also .NET devs. Okay, this might be evenly balanced. I'm not comfortable anymore, because usually we outnumber Mike by a lot, so I kind of feel really comfortable. But now I have to be nice to .NET people. .NET people, we sound like we're evenly balanced. I love .NET. It's my favorite language. It's a language, right? Or is it a framework? It's a framework. Shit. I'm going to shut up now. Andrew, take us away.
Well, we also have a general thing that we're using Firebase for this. So any bugs when it comes to logging in, I blame Firebase. Okay, go on then. Let's start up, shall we?
Should we start the quiz? Oh, Andrew, hit start. Can you all see my screen? Game starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So first round is Andrew's round. General knowledge, anything goes. Then we'll move on to the picture round. name the tech company's CEOs, but I've kind of blurred the lines between CEOs and founders. So it's more founders, I think. Then we got a guest round from Dan about fintech. And then we're on to my software development questions, but they're a bit general knowledge-esque because I couldn't make up my mind on what topic I wanted to do. But hopefully you like them.
Cool. And just a little reminder, we are obviously on YouTube. There is about a 10-ish second delay between what we're doing when we hit next question and you probably hearing us say that. So make sure as quick as possible you select your answer, hit save. Otherwise, you might not hear us say we're going to the next question because we always forget about the delay.
Whoa. Hold the phone. Quiz needs to take a pause. I just need to screenshot this. Mike says he's using Safari. Mike, you have a Mac? Oh my God, this is like unprecedented.
It could be a phone, though. It could be a phone.
Oh my, well, it could be a phone, true. But Andrew has been doing development in Safari and I've been testing in Safari. Actually, Safari should be the one that works the most. I just need to catch my breath back from Mike using Safari. Just give me a minute, Andrew. You carry on.
We'll have to apologise to Dead Flesh as well. At the moment, the only way to get an icon is if you've logged in with your social. It uses your social media avatars. We will hopefully have a manage your profile section soon where you can even change your name if you want to hide your name and change the profile picture. But at the moment, it just uses whatever the social media platform has sent to us. Otherwise, you just get the little icon of a person there next to you. Apologies for that. We will get it there. It is work in progress. I think we've only probably spent about a week building this thing so far, maybe a little bit more. But we will get more stuff out there. Cool. It is open source as well, so by all means, register that as a GitHub ticket. I'm surprised Eddie didn't say that. But we can get
I thought it a lot. I did say GitHub ticket. Have you forgotten already? I did say GitHub ticket, but I will put a link to the project in the chat so people can raise an issue as well with their ideas and any bugs they have found.
Cool. I think we should probably get on to the questions, shall we? As said, there is a delay, so try and answer them fairly quickly when you see it. We'll probably have each question up for sort of 20 to 30 seconds, maybe a little bit more when we sort of natter on about something. We'll see. Cool.
Let's
okay.
do it.
I'm going to hit start.
Just
hopefully people have heard what that's
go. We're all ready. We're all excited. I'm going to do these questions as well, so I can play along.
Yes, first round's mine, so Eddie doesn't know what I've put into here yet. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Okay, so general knowledge. First question up is, what does JSX stand for? Eddie won't know this one because he doesn't work with it. Is it JavaScript software experience, JavaScript standards exposure, JavaScript XML, or JavaScript Extreme? I can see Eddie's thinking hard here. He's trying to come up with his answer. Don't make sure you keep your answers off the main screen though. That's hosting. Hopefully you've got another browser window open. You're doing one.
I haven't. I'll do it just before you switch over, so everyone can look and laugh at my answers. Or I can open another one. I mean, I'll just do it just.
Well, there
before.
will be a delay for YouTube, so people won't necessarily have a chance to change it anyway when you do it.
True.
So.
Jose's put an answer in the chat. Great to see you here, Jose. I'm not sure. I know you've been here before, so I know that you're not meant to put the correct answers in the chat. So I don't know if you're putting a bad answer. Oh, you are putting a bad answer. Don't confuse me.
It was a good one, though. I should have used that as an option.
Yeah, I thought it was real until I looked at the options again, and I was like, actually, no, he's pulling my leg. So you almost got me there.
My wife's gone for xylophone, which is probably, as far as she's concerned, what it is. So it's just a xylophone.
Mike's still having trouble. Sorry, Mike.
It's telling me you're sending with nothing to know. Oh, Mike, if you've logged in with socials, there is a bit of an issue. I didn't realise that social media, not all of them have come across from Firebase's point of view being verified. So if you've logged in with a social account, it will still tell you to expect an email, but you won't have got one. You'll only have got one if you did the username and password. So that is a little bit of a bug that I didn't realise happened until I was told this morning when someone else gave a little test. I just haven't had time today to go through and mark it that we need to check social media accounts to see if they have verified email addresses, and if not, fire that email off. So you might have to click the button. Sorry, Mike.
But you can't do it, right?
Actually,
you click the button.
You can actually still play the game anyway via the portal, because at the moment it doesn't actually block you when you're not verified, but we will be blocking people joining if they haven't got verified emails in the near future.
Forget
So
the
don't worry
verified
too
email
much.
for now.
See the message at the top and be distracted by it.
Okay, are you going to go to the next question, Andrew? Because I want to play
Yes,
my
let's go to the next
result.
one.
Wait, I didn't play. I said, give me like a 5-second warning. All right, okay,
Should we go back?
that's
I can go back.
10%. Can you go back?
Yeah, I can go back.
No, don't brust anything in the database. I know you want to change stuff in the
We're not
database.
going to do this again.
It's fine. I can lose 10% of that round. It's fine.
Oh, no, we can fix it.
I'm probably going to lose 10% anyway. It was my way of getting out of it because I don't know the answer. Okay.
Okay, go on. Give your answer.
Okay, I've done it. Next question.
Okay.
5-second warning,
Who
right?
You have to get you to hit next so we know when you're ready. Okay, let's be a little bit quicker now because otherwise we'll take a while on this quiz. Let's speed things up a bit.
Okay.
So which of the following are Java-based tools or environments? Which of the following are Java-based tools or environments? So what can you use from Java? They're all little acronyms. There's JVM, JRE, JDK, and JIT. I won't say how many there are, but there are more than one. That's correct. Okay, and whilst YouTube hopefully is telling everyone what I've just been said, we'll give everyone a moment before we move to the next one. Eddie will know the answer to this. He's a big Java fan.
Used to be. Because you made me a Java fan, and then when I became a fan, you're like, Java, meh. I'm like, what? You've just spent the last 10 years talking about it non-stop.
Yeah, and I think you spent about 6 months playing around with Spring and stuff, didn't you? And then that was it. I dragged you over to Node and
I think I did it for a bit longer, actually. Maybe like almost 2 years, I think, because I actually went to a Spring conference in Barcelona.
Well, you've Dashboard Hub's first version. You were using Java, weren't you?
It was, yeah, Java. Yeah, absolutely.
You're now on version 6, though, so Java's long gone from Dashboard Hub.
Oh, wait. Lee brought out a really good point, and that is a bug we found previously. Lee says, I wonder if it only checks correct answers. Can I check them all? I'm pretty sure that's not the case anymore because...
No, that was something we did make sure. You have to get an exact answer. So if you only pick one and there's 2 that are correct, you won't get the point. If you pick 3 and there's 2 that are correct, you won't get the point. Has to be an exact match. We are doing an exact check. The order you click them in doesn't particularly matter because it doesn't care for the order, but it will check that the 2 overlap correctly.
But yes. I really like that Lee thought of that. I think that's really out of the box thinking. That's quite good. Okay, Andrew, I'll hit.
A bit of test. Why not?
Andrew,
see if you get the point.
I'll hit next. Okay, I'll do my answer.
Okay,
and hit next.
You pick your answer and go next.
Okay, all yours.
Okay, so next question. 1 gigabyte is approximately equal to, is it 1,000 bytes, 1 million bytes, 1 billion bytes, and 1 trillion bytes? Hopefully I've got the right numbers of zeros for those. Eddie's hovering over his answers.
No, I'm trying to count the numbers.
How many? Calculate. Get your calculator out. How many times you have to divide it down to get to a gigabyte? Yeah. I don't want to give people too long on this one because everyone will be there with their calculators checking it. So I'll give it a couple of seconds and then you want to click your answer and we can go through.
Okay, let me know when you want me to do my answer and then I'll hit next afterwards. I think we shouldn't give people too long.
Everyone had enough time, so
okay.
I know there's that delay on YouTube. That's the only bit that's a bit of a nuisance. Okay, so compact discs, CDs, for those that remember them. There may even be people here that compact discs were on their way out by the time they got involved in computing. We'll see. This compact disc, I'm sure people still buy the occasional one, right? It's not DVDs, yeah? There is a difference between a compact disc and a DVD. But anyway, a compact disc, when they first came out, how many minutes of music could they hold? Based on their original specifications, as I had to put in the note there, because I suddenly thought, actually, I did change later on. But which one is...
They had fancier ones, didn't they? They had dual layer, they had all double-sided, they had all sorts of weird magic before DVDs came out, before Blu-ray and all the rest.
So is it 56 minutes, 60 minutes, 74 or 90 minutes?
While you're all thinking about that, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It really helps our channel. And give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe. Why do I not see Lee's comments? Oh, Mike, Lee's commenting in the chat on the platform, which is a bit confusing. So if you look at my screen, the chat on the right is the chat that's in the platform run via Firebase, rather than the chat that's coming through YouTube. That's a really good point, a really good question. We should probably put a note above here or something, but that's just for us is the only thing.
Yeah, I don't know how you can. I mean, we certainly can't try and merge the two together. That wouldn't work.
You could bring in the YouTube one and then put a YouTube sign, but it'll be a bit weird to see the chat.
We've got to think, because at the end of the day, the platform is being built as a platform for anyone. It's not just for us to do our quizzes.
Exactly.
It would be rather too elaborate for us to go and build something just for us. So anyone can use this to run their own quizzes from if they want to. So, and there will be more games. We're going to add more games. I think we're doing one more week of playing around with the quiz, and then we're going to start doing a couple of little arcadey games as well, probably on here.
Maybe we need an option to disable the chat on the platforms. Therefore, we force everyone to use the YouTube one for us, whereas other people can use if they're not doing YouTube, they can use the chat.
Yeah, maybe.
Something like that. I think that's a good idea. Okay.
Okay.
Shall I answer?
Let's go to the next one.
Done.
Okay, an assembler. Takes me back anyway to uni and growing up days. What is an assembler? Is it something that is machine dependent? Is it programming language dependent? Is it syntax dependent, or is it data dependent? An assembler is machine dependent, programming language dependent, syntax dependent, data dependent. We had to throw a couple of tricky ones in. It couldn't be all easy ones, right? Depends on, again, when you were growing up as to how difficult this one was.
This one's quite hard.
Having to hunt for the quiz in the tabs. Oh, yeah, that is the downside to using a browser, right? Lots of tabs to go through. But it also doesn't help if you've got so many tabs open because you're trying to look up all the answers. That's why we need to put a timer on there. We haven't yet. Are we capturing the time? I'll have to check. I don't think we're currently capturing the time when you did it, but we are going to have a score based on how quickly you answered as well in the future. Okay, let's go to the next one, Eddie.
Okay, let me make an answer. I'm gonna go something that I don't think it is. Going to go completely wrong purposely.
Oh, okay.
It's reverse psychology on the quiz.
It's a nice easy one, so we don't want to be too long on this one, okay? In binary code, the number 7 is written as 100, 101, 110, 111. So think about your answer quick, Eddie, and then once you've got your answer, pick it and let's go to the next one. You see you with the pen and paper out.
Oh God, I can't remember how to do this.
How does binary work? Good. I'm glad it's not that easy, though. I thought it was quite an easy one.
So hard. When you're number 6, they get harder and harder, right?
I don't know. I'll try not to make them too hard. I think the last one or two might have been a bit tricky, but... Okay.
I think that's wrong.
Next up, the blank tells the computer how to use its components. So is it the user tells the computer how to use its components, the network tells the computer how to use its components, the operating system tells the computer how to use its components, or the motherboard tells the computer how to use its components? I shouldn't have read the whole thing each time. Yes, Lee, you're correct. I am going to change it. I did actually start doing some fiddling around with the saving of answers. Because we're using Firebase, we were thinking, do we want it to save every single time you click? Could that start causing some confusion? We fiddled around with all sorts of ways to save it, but you're right. We've decided, after me spending, I think, half of my day on Tuesday mucking around with different ways, and I reverted back to what we had last week. We are going to, next week, change it so that, every time you click, we will update it. We thought about all sorts of options, like when we hit next question, should it try and trigger a save on everyone's side, which is what I started building. And that sort of worked. And then we said, well, actually, when you get to the last question, because it's not going to a new question, you hit a bit of an issue with how do you tell it to save it, because it's a different event that goes on. So then you've got different events to manage. And so we started getting a little bit annoyed by some things. So I reverted everything back, went back to what we had, and next week we will make it that every time you click, it will save, and we'll have to make sure people are aware that every time they click something, it's going to save. Plus, also, there was the concept as well, if someone was just mucking around clicking and didn't want to save their change, we didn't want to force them to have that new answer. So, yes, we had a long discussion on Tuesday. I'll stop talking there. Eddie, pick your answer. Let's go to the next
I was just going to say also, Mike says it's showing me next question. I don't know if you'll see the next question. You can't go back. You definitely can't go back. We don't want people to go back because we want to time limit each question. But showing you the next question.
Oh, yes. We're not offering a go back option at the moment, yeah. But you shouldn't see the next one. So were you seeing this one, the one that says, what does SQL stand for? Or was it just a case of, because of the delay on YouTube, you could see the next question without expecting to? I don't know.
I've just noticed another bug as well.
Be a difference between what you're seeing on YouTube probably and what you see in your browser. That annoying delay of about 10 seconds between what we're doing and what YouTube. Our real-time data is too quick. That's the problem. We need to slow it down.
Yeah, and I've noticed another bug. When I shows my answer on the previous question and hit save, I hit next so quickly that now it's gone to the next question and it thinks it's update answer and answered, but that was from the previous question, not for this one.
That's interesting. I didn't think that would be possible to happen.
So we'll have to have a look at that as well. I've just noticed that. Hey, Spectra, good to have you here. Join the quiz. You're not too late. We are a little bit late, but you can still get more points than me probably.
But that will get resolved anyway, I'm sure, when it comes to us changing it every time you click a choice as well. But yeah, we'll have to have a look into that. So what does SQL stand for? Standard query language, storage query language, simple query language, or structured query language?
This is a hard one because Andrew asked me the answer to this question and I answered it and he said, oh, great, that's given me another wrong option. And I'm like, what?
Or was I just tricking Eddie at the time? That's the question.
So now I'm looking at the answers. And I reckon if ignoring my answer, there's one bogus answer for sure. So therefore, I've got two possible answers that one of them is not one of the ones I thought it was before. So now I'm a bit like, oh, I can't get this wrong. This is really embarrassing, Andrew. You've like asking all the questions I don't know, but I know everything else, obviously, in the world, just not these 10 questions.
Cool. Well, I think you should pick one and we should go to the next.
Shit. We need private message on here so people can private message me the answers. Okay.
Which will then come up on the screen that everyone can see because you're sharing your screen. Okay. Next one, number 9. Who invented Java? That's the second Java question in this round. I just realized.
You love Java.
I was trying to avoid putting too much, but I also wanted to get away from JavaScript a little. Oh well. Who invented Java? James Gosling, Linus Torvalds, Brendan, I can't pronounce his last name, Ike, and Dennis Ritchie. Hopefully, Eddie can instantly remove at least a couple of those.
I can remove 2. One is a bit, and one I have no idea, so I'm going to pick that one. Right, shall I answer it and move on because we're almost halfway through? Okay, I want to answer, save, move on. Last question of round 1.
Last question, a nice easy one for everyone. Do no evil is the tagline of, is it Microsoft, Apple, Google, or Amazon? Whose tagline? I'm not sure if it's still a current tagline, though, to be fair. But who had the tagline, do no evil? I'm sort of jumping around looking at different ones. You're now on question 8. Now showing question 10. Yes, question 10 is what you should be seeing right now, Mike. So I think that's good as I look at the chat. Yeah, I think it's probably just a missync, maybe. Is it much longer than 10 seconds? Normally, whenever I look, it seems to be about 10 seconds from when I talk or I hear Eddie talk and I listen on YouTube. It's normally about 10 seconds, but maybe it's more.
I've got it on low latency, so it should be within 10. But wow, much longer. Okay. Maybe I'll go ultra low next time and we sacrifice the quality. Do no evil.
Pay no tax. Well, maybe.
That's for most of them, though, right? Pay no tax. That's so true. But do no evil. I want it to be one of the ones I like. I won't mention any names, but I have a feeling it's one of the ones I like less. Who are growing on me? I got to admit, they're growing on me. Right. Okay. I want to answer and hit end the round. Let's do this.
Okay, so scores are being calculated. How
Oh
we
my
doing?
God! Look at Shane and Jesus. Only one wrong.
Look
That's
at Eddie.
awesome.
Oh,
I'm in last. This is rigged. This is rigged. You did it. So if I use
I've been going through editing your answers as you do them. Yeah, that's right.
mother, I bet you said if is it just this user account, give 50% less. So brilliant. I got 8 probably.
You can get your own back on the next round, though, so I can't laugh too much because I'll probably do the same on the next round now.
Oh my word. Shane, we don't know which one you got wrong. That is a feature we need to add in.
Yes, we are. I hoped that the whole login thing was going to take a bit less time, but because of all the playing around with emails and stuff, which sounds like there may still be a few issues with, yeah, it just took a lot longer this week to sort out all the being able to log in with more than just Facebook. But yes, next week we're going to also show on the scores. It will show each question. So you'll see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, and we'll give like a green if it was right, red if it was wrong, or a no circle if you didn't put an answer. But I suppose they didn't put. Yeah, you could still have a didn't put an answer if you didn't click something we haven't got to say.
Shane is saying it will bug me forever. We can have a look in the database afterwards and ping us in the Slack afterwards. We've got a Slack for Code Mortals, and we can always have a look at yours and tell you which one you got wrong. If it's going to bug you forever, we don't want to bug you forever.
Bug Eddie for it instead.
Or maybe we can not ditch the data, and then when we add that feature, we can just kind of next week have a look at the.
Yeah, it'd be nice to somehow have a way of being able to look at old quizzes that you've been in or something. We'll have to see. There are lots of features to add. Every time we play this and talk about it, there's so many more things to add to the platform.
And I think there's a problem with the platform, like one major bug. I'm last. Like, seriously, how am I last? Oh, I did that because I didn't want you all to feel bad. So I knew all the answers and I purposely picked the wrong answers.
That is a good point from Lee. You just say, are we going to go through the answer? Last week we did. If we can get through the other rounds quick enough, let's see how quick we get through the rounds, because we did do it last week. We reset it back to the beginning, didn't we? And we just walked through them all and gave the answers. So we'll try and do that. And hopefully people can remember which ones they picked, because actually it will show you, won't it?
It should highlight,
you can see which ones you answered. So you should better check which one you got wrong. So we'll try and go through them all and give the answers. Problem is I have to remember all the answers for that round.
Shall we do round 2 then, so we can then do the answers for round 1 and 2?
Yeah, let's go for the next one.
Okay, let's do it. Next round. You all ready? Picture round. Name these tech companies' CEOs or founders. It's kind of a bit of a miscommunication there.
It could be you didn't press save. Yeah, that is definitely a bit, which is why we need to get rid of that whole pressing save thing.
That's true. Right. This one I started off easy. Not only might you know the person, but if you don't, there's one letter missing. The car covering up one letter, but hopefully you can guess what this one's from. If anyone gets this wrong, you're fired. Oh, and it's written at the bottom right.
Yeah, you got all the information on this one. I mean, there's no excuses for getting this wrong, right?
Well, you always tell me that I cut things out. I was going to just do like his eye or something. You have to guess what it was. And you always say it's too hard. So now I thought I'd make it easier. Mike says I'm seeing the next round.
Mike, hopefully Mike's up to date at the right place.
Okay, Andrew, you should be answering this. Which one do you want me to pick for you?
I've answered it on here.
Oh, yeah, so you've answered it on yours. So I can just go next. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I've answered it on mine. I'm going to try and answer them fairly quickly.
Okay, this one's a little bit harder because the name is in multiple places like before, but each of them is covered up. So it makes it a little bit harder.
I think from now on, Eddie is not allowed to do picture rounds.
Well, you say they're too hard, so I'm trying to make them easier.
Somewhere in the middle. You need to go.
I know how Mike has ended up in the future. I know how this has happened. It's because he does .NET. It's just, it invents itself.
Ahead of everyone.
Exactly. Mike, see, I passed you a compliment and a technology that you love. Where's my... Anyway.
I'm a little bit worried. I think we might be getting Mike might be going a bit crazy and we might be caught the cause of it. So let's just perhaps give Mike a little bit of love and make sure he doesn't go and hurt himself this weekend because of his time traveling capabilities.
Should be on question 2, Mike, hopefully. Right, okay. Question 3.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know this one.
I don't know this one. Look at the answers. Process of elimination, actually, I probably could guess.
Hopefully all the pictures are coming up for everyone okay. We
Should
did have
be.
a quick flick through ourselves and they seem to be all right.
Right, question 4. Let's do it. Everyone ready? Easy peasy. Maybe not for the .NET people. Oh no, why
It's
is
the one
Mike
that's been spelled
confused? Question 4 now.
wrong. Oh, Mike, we hope you're not too confused. Too
Let's
many
just,
screens, probably, Mike. You need to get rid of a couple of screens.
yeah, and I don't know, I was going to say running
You're listening to
Windows.
our voices, and our voice is going to be way out of sync with what's happening on the browser, probably.
Lee, you're right. Yes, you can select. You can always select multiple answers, even if there is only one.
Yes, yeah. I don't think we want to change that. But what we are going to do, again, so many ideas and plans for the future. We are going to have like some lifelines you could have. So you could say, actually remove one of the wrong answers, and it would just randomly remove one. We won't do any kind of clever logic to remove possibly the nearest correct answer or the one that's the obvious wrong one. It will be totally random which one gets removed. But we are going to have some lifeline type stuff that you could have.
Carpet bombing. Not sure what that is. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Getting a bit more difficult now.
Yeah, I'm between two people on this. Two people, two things.
Seriously? Okay, interesting. I
I
thought
don't
you'd
know
get
why.
this.
Yeah, I know you know them, and based
No,
on the beard,
I only
that's
know
going to be.
this one because I've met this person a couple of times. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't know. I've seen them speak, so that's the only reason why.
Cool. Well, if this will be the one I get wrong, I'm sure, out of all of them. Just because it's 50-50, right? So I must have picked the wrong one.
Come on, this one's easy.
It's a nice quick one.
I was just reading Lee's comment. It says, "Imagine how many devs you could recruit if it was .NET." I read it really quickly in the corner of my eye, and I read it as because we're doing questions. I thought you were implying like to ask a question. It was like, how many .NET devs does it take? And I didn't read dot. Right, that's too easy. We'll move on. Oh my god, that's so easy as well.
Eddie, I told you, you're not doing picture rounds again.
I don't think I'm allowed to do picture round.
You've got some really good potential answers that could be there if it was like a different person.
Trying to make it easy for people.
Sure. Maybe people don't know who this is.
My next round is more difficult though, which is the fourth round, right?
He has disappeared from the tech scene, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, what he invented hasn't. And every time I turn it on, I still have to install new drivers and update.
Can't say that. You've just been reminded a second ago. There's .NET developers around. We've got to be good.
Question 7. Yep, question 7, Mike. Cool. What can you all see? Question 7.
Oh.
Mr. Gates. You're sliding into the present, Mike. Okay.
Great. It's great.
Okay, a bit more difficult now. Question number 8.
Actually, the potential, it could be. Oh, I'm
Getting
sure
a bit harder. The last few are more difficult, and I needed that. I couldn't have you all getting 10 out of 10, right?
Absolutely, it's going to be. Everyone's going to get the exact same score.
Oh, did Mike say? Oh, Mike was on his iPad, so is he switching between apps, between like Safari and YouTube? Therefore, his YouTube will get paused and he'll come back, but the game's moving further ahead.
I just don't know how we can fix the delay between us and YouTube.
I think it's Mike. I really think it's because you're the only one on a mobile device, and it stops whatever you're not using.
Don't know. Maybe.
Oh, okay, interesting. I'm on iPad and the iPhone. iPad and phone, right? 2 devices makes sense.
I expect the video in I do expect what Mike is saying to be correct. I would expect the video in the game to be out of sync because the game is obviously we're running that. We click next, etc., etc. You're seeing the screen on Eddie's screen over YouTube, but on his screen it's the real now, and on YouTube it's like 10 seconds behind. So you'll see the question change on your screen because we'll hit next on here, and then YouTube will catch up in like 10, 20, 5 minutes, however long it takes YouTube. And it's probably different for each person as well, I'm guessing, because for me it tends to be around sort of 8 to 10 seconds delay.
Oh, Mike says he's using 2 devices as well. Okay. It should be all right then.
Yeah. We were trying to think of, are there ways we could incorporate the video straight onto the quiz so you can do it with one device, maybe hide our picture and you can hear our voices, but again it could cause confusion, but maybe it's less, I don't know, at least it's less devices people have to run with, I guess.
True.
Cool. Do you want to go to the next one?
Next one. Okay. This might be a bit squished.
Because you've put one of those there, it's sort of throwing me a bit, making me think, why have you put that there? I'm going to stick with what I think it is.
I can't remember this one.
Well, that's good.
Okay, everyone ready? Next one. Conscious of time. There is a clue in the picture. Because this is quite a hard one.
I'm sure I've seen them talk. But
I recognise this person as well, but I don't think it was the person I think I've seen speak. Everyone watching, while you're thinking, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Really helps support the channel.
I should do it as well, even though I'm logged in as Code Mortals.
You haven't thumbs up yet. If you are logged in as Code Mortals, I've done that already.
Okay.
So if it goes down the numbers, because Andrew thumbs up it. Right, I think that's enough for the final question. Let's end the round. Let's see the results. I obviously got the lowest score in this round because I didn't answer them.
You shouldn't be listed because you didn't answer any. We haven't got it listing everybody if you don't give answers. So
let's do it.
in case someone disappears halfway through, I guess.
Oh my God, Tom got 10. Mike got 9. And so did Deadflesh Retro. It's a shame. They were too easy. Jesus got 8. Lee got 8. Andrew, Andrew came last. That's made my day. Yes.
So cheating.
But wow, everyone did really well. So that was just too easy.
That is good. There were 3 that I was torn between 2 options. I recognised, I just couldn't think what they were recognised for.
Tom got 10.
That is
wow,
very good.
that is really impressive. That last one was quite hard. There was a clue in the picture, but it was a very kind of weak clue. The last one was Spotify.
Yes, yeah, I did Spotify for the last one.
It was the green T-shirt. I thought it was a bit of a giveaway. That's why I chose that picture over one of his other pictures. Unlucky, Shane. Everyone did really well. Wow, I'm so impressed. I'm so happy Andrew came last. Oh no, sorry, Jesus, you didn't get to answer to mark one question in time.
Right. Do you want me to reset it so we can go back through them all?
Yeah, let's see what people put.
Okay. Okay, go to the beginning.
Have I closed all my answers? I need to know what they were.
I need to mark it. Yeah. I just need to mark the rounds as not being finished, otherwise it doesn't work right.
Let's go look at some answers.
Okay. We need to come up with a better way of how we review this stuff. That's definitely the one thing that I'm not sure what's best to do with yet. So any ideas on the best way of triggering a review for going back through questions? It may just be that once we've got which answers you got right, we can do something with that on the end of round screen. Yeah, that might be the Tiger one. Which one was the Tiger one? It was Red Hat. Yeah. Okay.
Tiger. I don't remember. I need to look. I need.
I was torn between Red Hat and um, OpenSUSE for that. I went OpenSUSE in the end because I couldn't remember what it was.
I don't get what Jesus is saying. It was white, not red. What a traitor! I don't get it. Was he wearing a white hat in the picture? I can't remember.
I think so. Yeah. And a white hat, red hat, white hat. Never mind.
Okay.
It was wearing a white hat, and it wasn't a red hat, and he was red.
Was he wearing a white hat? I can't remember. Oh yeah, he was.
Right.
I get it. Sorry.
Quickly. Hopefully I remember the correct answers. I'll apologise if I make a mistake, because I haven't committed these to memory as to what the correct answers were when I was double checking. But anyway, JSX is JavaScript XML. Which of the following are Java-based tools? It's the JVM, the JRE, and the JDK. A gigabyte is around about a billion bytes. Yeah.
Is that C?
So C, yeah.
Perfect.
CD is originally 74 minutes.
Oh,
Assembler is machine dependent.
damn it!
Like
I was going to
assembly
pick that, but I was like, that's too obvious.
Binary 7 is 111.
That was my second guess. No, that was my second guess.
The operating system tells the computer how to use its components.
Damn it.
The operating system controls the components, how they're all doing things. SQL stands for, Eddie did get it correct in the end, structured query language.
I guess standard query language to begin with when Andrew asked me.
Who invented Java was James Gosling.
Really? I thought he was an actor. That's why I was convinced it wasn't. I knew it wasn't Linus Torvald, but I thought
Ryan Gosling. That's why there's a Ryan Gosling.
Oh yes. Damn it! I thought I was being smart.
Do no evil is the tagline of Google.
Oh, okay, interesting. It sounded like a Microsoft, kind of BS thing they would have said back in the 80s or whatever. Not now. Microsoft are much better.
And I did think I just going to miss hitting save on one, so I can quickly just double check which one I didn't hit save on, so that everyone knows whether they got it right or not.
My answer didn't improve, unfortunately.
There's one I think I missed hitting save on.
So I'm missing some of the chat. Mike saying the chat is vertical scroll. I want to scroll back up to the question. I need to remember to scroll.
Yeah, that is correct. So I've just got to knock Shane off the top by doing that. I'll delete myself. I wanted to make sure that I had got them all correct by answering them. But that whole missing save thing is a bit of a nuisance because even I just did it again. I did it last week too.
It's good that we're using it, testing it out. Okay, next round. Let's see if I get them right. Facebook. That's pretty obvious. Amazon. Pretty obvious. I didn't make notes on this one. Twitter? Well, it's not Google, Microsoft, or later.
I picked, but I did get 3 wrong. But I did pick Twitter.
Oh, I think it's this one.
I might have just not saved them.
Lee, don't listen to what Andrew says or any testing. Yeah, that's true. Okay, actually, probably right. Okay, we'll just make sure it's saved. This one's an easy one. Linus.
Linux, yeah.
This one is...
I picked Ubuntu. It was GNU. I was between the two. Okay.
Richard Stallman. Yeah.
I was trying to think, only because you knew them, I thought it's got to be Ubuntu because Eddie knows all the Ubuntu people, but I should have stuck with my my gut on GNU for it. And this guy was... Okay, Microsoft.
This guy, I think, was Red Hat. Because the Ubuntu in the background is to confuse people. Because I told you it was getting harder. Jesus says Richard Stallman has GNU on his pin. Jesus is spotting everything. The white hat I didn't even notice, and the pin I didn't even notice. Nice. Oh, wait a second. The last guy was Red Hat. Then which guy is this?
This guy's Red Hat.
Who was the last guy then? I
Well,
botched
that's
up.
what I was wondering, because I picked Red Hat for the last guy, which is why I didn't pick Red Hat for this one. Because, but I thought this guy was Red Hat. I went, oh, but I picked Red Hat for the last one, so I knew I'd probably either got the last one or this one, but I got both of them wrong effectively.
Can we go back? Can we go back a question?
I can take you back to the beginning of the round.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's flick through it quickly.
So, because that one was the Red Hat person, so I think that one was the Ubuntu one. I might have ballsed this up. I should really like.
Let me take you back to 7, wasn't it? No, 8.
Yeah, that one.
This one.
So
yeah, because
this one is Ubuntu. So
yeah,
that one is Ubuntu, and I didn't pay
I thought
attention.
it was a trick in the background, but I should know it by now. It doesn't trick people.
I thought it was a trick. Oh yeah, Shane's doing it already. Yeah, Shane says Ubuntu. Yeah, and then this one's Red Hat. Yeah, thanks Shane. A few other people said Dead Flesh Retro has also said that as well. And then this one is Spotify.
Spotify, yeah, cool.
So, how have I got 9?
Never mind.
Probably didn't save one, but we all know who they were.
I didn't hit save.
Tom still beat me, and I created the quiz. I've got some serious issues. I have got answers for my final round, round 4. We're going to do round 3 next, but for my round 4, I have got answers for that, so I know exactly the answers.
Cool. Let's do the next round, which is a guest round by Dan, and Dan is not with us, so Eddie's going to have to remember what the correct answers were for this.
What? Yeah, he sent you the questions.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. How about we both answer these, and whoever gets the highest score can give the answers.
You have the answers, though, right?
Well, I know I put them in, but I wasn't paying attention. I was just going copy paste for what Dan sent over. So yeah, well, let's see what happens.
Okay. Are you driving or am I?
I don't mind. You can if you want, because you're going to give the answers, right? And I might try and answer them as well whilst we go through it.
Let's both try and answer them so you can win, me or Andrew. Although Andrew put in the question, so he does have an advantage. A correct description of a fintech is that it is driven by rapid growth in data and related technological advances, increases the need for intermediaries. Jesus, some big ass words. We're techies, we're not English scholars.
Be nice to Dan. He put a lot of effort into this round.
I know, but they're big words. No more words than bigger than 5 letters, please. Is at its most advanced state using systems that follow specified rules and instructions. Is going to make you lots of money. I love D.
I think it was that one.
I don't know. Okay, that's my answer. Everyone ready? 5. We're going to put a countdown in, so when I hit next.
Next.
Yeah, I'll hit next now. But in the future, when we hit next, it's going to give you like a 5-second countdown.
I don't know about that, because that's got the same problem to doing the autosave stuff.
Oh, true. A benefit of a distributed ledger technology, DLT, favoring its use by investment industry is its scalability of underlying systems, building a list of secret contacts, streamlining of current post-trade processes, ease of integration with existing systems.
I have no idea what this is.
This is blockchain stuff. The ledger's the blockchain stuff,
yes,
right?
It's blockchain stuff, yeah. So you've got to think what of these could be blockchain related.
Okay, some good questions, Andrew. Do you remember from Dan's questions that he sent you, could you have multiple answers?
No, I think all of Dan's round was just a single answer. I don't think there was any on Dan's round that had more than one correct answer. Yeah, I'm 99% sure it was all single answers for Dan's round.
Oh, we've got Jennifer here as well. Sorry, Jennifer, I wasn't looking at the YouTube chat. I was looking at the game chat. Yeah, having 2 chats is way too confusing. We need to fix that. No problem, Jennifer. I'm doing terrible, so it's kind of a good thing. Do you want to? You have the link to the game, right? I'll always send it again to you. It gives me time to think about this one a little bit more. Okay, I better pick. Everyone ready? I'm going to pick and then move on.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Okay.
Well, I went for the one that sounded most blockchain-y like, so hopefully I'm all right. Which one was not a founder at PayPal? Well, I definitely know who two of them were. I think I know who. Ooh,
Oh.
pretty sure I know who the other one was, yeah. And that's not from remembering, because it was like last week I actually put these in, so my memory's not good enough for a week for these questions.
Okay, everyone, you get like another 5 seconds and we're going to move on. Just conscious of time. We've got one more round after, which is my round, and I'm quite proud of the next round. I actually can't remember what the questions were, but I'm still quite proud of them. Okay, moving on. Save your questions.
Okay.
Open banking is a term that means banking is becoming like open source and anyone can build their own bank. They wish. The use of open APIs that enables third-party developers to build applications and services around the financial institution. Blockchain for banking that creates a much more open ecosystem. A new banking movement where banks open their doors to anyone, including traditional underbanked, to open accounts. Ooh, a couple of close ones here. From our experience,
Got to be that one.
different banks have implemented the open banking standard differently, which is a freaking nightmare. And some things are optional, some things are required. So most of them didn't do the optional stuff. Fair enough, they did the bare minimum. Well, you know, the lazy ass banks, what do you expect? It's not like they have money or anything. And then the ones that are required, they all interpret it slightly differently. So yeah, that kind of sucked. Andrew had a lot of fun with that as well.
No banks wanted open banking, I guess, is part of the problem there. None of them really wanted open banking to come around because it takes something away from them as far as they're concerned. Even though other banks like, well, Starling, Monzo, and so forth have all tried to be more open about a lot of what you can do. It's not everything, but a lot. The whole open banking, most banks just didn't want it, which is why I think, yeah, a lot of them have done the bare minimum or they've done things slightly different because it wasn't really something they wanted to invest in, even though from trading standards or from the FCA's perspective, they had to do it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go. Save your answers because I'm moving on.
I hope I hit save. Okay.
Big brands like Amazon, Apple, yeah, you see I switch those around there, make it a bit more exciting. Google, Facebook, and others don't pose a threat to traditional financial institutes. No, they do. I'm pretty sure they do, right? Apple's got its Apple Pay.
Don't go shouting out your thoughts too much.
Oh yeah, that's true. So I got carried away, so I got a bit excited. I just think, you know, old-fashioned banks do have to worry. Starlings and Monzos, they're coming for you, and you're in trouble. Okay, it's yes or no, it's true or false, so I'll keep it simple. Hey, Amanda, how you doing? Amanda says false. I don't know if she's trying to trick me, though.
Everything's false. That's interesting, though, because you actually saw that message come up before I appeared. I was thinking where she said that. I was looking on our chat, on YouTube's chat, and then about 3 or 4 seconds after you said it, it appeared on YouTube. So there's different delays all over the place.
Okay, I'm going to answer. I'm going to make my answer, save the question, and move on. So you better save yours.
Okay, yeah.
Done. What is the function of an issuing bank? Ooh. A bank which has a great number of issues to resolve. It's just a given for all banks. All traditional banks, I should say.
Yeah, it's got to be that one. Can't see how it could be the others. It's one of those funny ones, isn't it? I think if you know, you know. If you don't, it might be confusing, but...
Okay, I'm going to answer and move on. Everyone, place your bets. I mean, your answers. I'll be happy if I get 1 point this round. Tom, I'm going for negatives. Actually, I did tell Andrew we should do negatives. Like if you don't get any right and you get things wrong, you should go backwards. Quiz questions shouldn't use double negatives. Good point. Yeah, you shouldn't have not and then have a false. You're right. That's true. Okay. Okay, I'm answering. Let's go. Moving on. My round's going to come up. In 3-4 questions, my round's coming up. Don't worry. You'll be excited. It's better than my picture round, I promise. Products like Square Cash and Venom are making money hand over fist in peer-to-peer payments. Okay. It's true or false. We'll keep it short.
It's a statement of sorts, I guess. I don't know who those two are. I've never heard of them. So maybe it could be throwing things off. It might just not be real. But they sound... Venom's a movie, right?
Yep, with Tom Hardy.
I wonder if Dan's trying to throw things off and they're not real companies. Ah,
Good point. That's such a Dan thing to do.
it is.
Keep it all real all the way along, and then they just throw in kind of a wild one. If I select both, I get both of them right. I get it right either way, right, Andrew?
I'm afraid not.
Okay, so let me see. I'm going to go. Everyone place your bet. Okay. The Durbin Amendments enforces which of the following interchange rates caps on financial institutions with over 10 billion US dollars in assets?
Oh,
I don't know, Andrew. Andrew, with your $10 billion, do you have to? Do you have like this issue?
it's not something I really worry about. No.
It's all in the
But I
all
think
in
I remember.
Caymans.
I think I remember. I know Dan only gave us 3 answers, so I had to add a fourth for this. The problem is, I've got a feeling I made the fourth quite similar. No, maybe not. It might be that. Ooh, yeah. Okay. I think I remember which one it was. Let's go for it. Okay. I'm hoping I get 10 out of 10 here, so that it's easier when we give the answers.
APR stands for. Okay.
Accidental personal reserve, annual percentage rate, actual pension relevance, average perfunctory risk. Perfunctory risk. You must know this one, Eddie. Every
so.
card.
I think I know this one. I'm giving some people a bit more time.
Bigger is better when it comes to this one, though, right?
Yeah. Oh no, Mike says he missed the question because he was chatting. Yeah, we need a 5-second countdown before it switches. Yeah, I agree. I think we do.
How we can do that, though, is the issue is YouTube, really, that delay over YouTube because people can't hear us. And whilst we can say we're going to the next question, then sit back for 10 seconds before we click it. I'm hoping that once it automatically saves, that will help because people will click their answer fairly soon. If they do change their mind, well, maybe you miss it, maybe you don't. It's that kind of sitting, hovering it, and not hitting save. That's probably the biggest problem.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to answer this one and move on. What distributed ledger, again, okay, DLT application is suitable for physical assets?
Yeah, I know what you mean, Lee. The issue being that we have to somehow, whilst we can pick up that there's been a change on Firestore and say, okay, the value's changed, we're going to go to the next question. You can do that for most of the questions, but the very last one we wouldn't be able to because it's a different trigger that occurs to end the round. We don't end it by changing a Firestore value. We actually call a Firebase function when it ends the round that does all the calculations and so forth. So that one we wouldn't be able to put anything up, which maybe is okay for the last one not to. But I suppose me and my OCD thinks that if you're doing it for the other 9, the last one should do it as well.
But you could do it for the last one by. You could do it for a last one either by a hook. Sorry, not a hook, an event. Or what about, you know how we did it before when you're using RxJS, you have, it will always wait a minimum of X amount of seconds plus it runs the function in parallel, something to that effect. Maybe we'll take that offline.
We can have another chat about it.
Yeah.
We chatted about it a little bit in regards to the whole auto-saving of questions, and it's the same sort of problem that comes up. But yeah, ignore YouTube. I think Mike's right.
No, don't ignore YouTube. You need to have that open. That's how we get our stats. So we'd have a think about that. Okay, we'll see. Maybe if anyone wants to have a chat about that next week, maybe we'll arrange some time. Like, I don't know, Monday 4 o'clock, Andrew, or something like that. We can get a call on Slack or whatever and see if people want to chat about it or live stream it or whatever and have a chat with people.
Yeah, we can. It's certainly an interesting. There are options, but none of them I think are very graceful. And also, you've still got the potential issue that Firebase doesn't. Well, I suppose I'd be interested to know: is everyone finding that Firebase seems to be going through fairly smoothly with updates to everyone? Is everyone getting it about the same time? Because you could still have an issue that it doesn't update exactly the same for everybody. But it'd probably be better, I guess, overall.
So we've got Amanda and Severio and I think Steve have just joined. So we've got the final round coming up, and join the game because I wrote this round and it's going to be super fun. I can't remember what the questions were. I wrote them this morning, a long time ago. I've been out in the sun, if you can tell, so my brain's a bit fried.
Don't forget to save your answer on this one.
Yes. Okay, save your answers, everyone. I don't know what I'm going to do for this one. I need some help. Oh, physical assets. Cryptocurrency is not a physical asset.
No, but if you were to apply it to that,
I don't know. Done. End. Mike says to create a mobile app and embed the video stream. True, but I still think if you're embedding the stream and if you went via YouTube, Andrew got 10 out of 10. You cheating mother. Sorry, carry on.
good. No, yeah, you still get the same issue. It was one of the things I was thinking was we can put the YouTube video onto the game and people can see the YouTube, but you still got the delay from YouTube. And I did look into, could we even just ditch YouTube complete, which would upset Eddie because he's after his stats. And could you just run the entire thing through GCP or whatever with a video streaming service on there? But then you've got a heck of a lot of stuff you have to build up on to do. It's a bit of a nuisance. You'd be building a Zoom-like solution, right? Yeah, we don't really want to get involved in competing with Zoom or anything. We're trying to keep this as a standalone thing. That it's nice that we can use it for the quiz on YouTube, but we want it to still be a standalone platform that people can still play with their friends over Zoom or something, which has less of a delay. Or they could play with it other games on there that we're going to add, because we're going to add some other ones. Like I think we mentioned last week, our little Warp Blaster game that we built like a year ago. We'll probably transfer that over to here so people can play that, get a high score, or more like an arcade type game rather than it being a group game. You can play it on your own and win prizes and stuff for being at the top of the leaderboard and so forth.
So people have done quite well. I'm really proud of my score, by the way. I didn't think I'd do that well. I'm very happy. Andrew, you so cheated. You knew the answers. No way you got 10 out of 10.
There were 4 that I remembered for sure, but the others probably 6.
Just if I was, I'm going to interrupt Andrew because if I had to describe Andrew and me, Andrew is the elephant. He remembers everything, even when he says he doesn't. And I'm the goldfish. And when I say I remember something, I clearly don't. So
it depends what though. You're very good when it comes to like putting names to faces and stuff.
Me?
I'll remember I know that person. I saw them God knows where. Anybody? Oh, yeah, we saw them at that conference last week.
We went to a hackathon, and years later, we bumped into someone who was on our team from that hackathon, and he's like, "Oh yeah, there's Naomi." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I recognize her." I did not know that was her name. I did not remember that, but because it was like 3 years.
I don't know. Between the two of us, we normally remember, I guess.
But well done, everyone. I think it was really good. That was a hard round. Right, my round next, and then we'll do the answers for the last 2 rounds. Okay, it was in for this round and then the next one we're about to do. Everyone ready for this round? I'm really proud of this. I don't remember what it is. See, I don't remember. I wrote the questions this morning. I don't remember. Let's do it. It's software development, general knowledge. I couldn't decide what to do. I want to feel more involved. Right now, I have 3 things going on: the chat, the game, and the YouTube video. Yeah, I think the YouTube video is good because you get to see my pretty face. No?
Yeah, maybe we should have a chat with Mike and see how we can improve it. Because I'm sure Mike will have a few good ideas on how to improve it. It's always good to speak to people that are having issues and they can't put their finger maybe on what it is. But maybe if we have a chat sometime, Mike, we can figure it out and come up with a better solution for it.
I think we just schedule something in like 4 o'clock on Monday, Andrew. Let's just get a call and get everyone on it. and let's bounce some ideas and see, because I think if quite a few people are finding this difficult, the synchronization, etc., and so forth, then we need somehow to, as Mike's saying, need to link them together to make it work better. But you don't have to have the YouTube side, I suppose. I don't know. We need to have a think and see, because we want the YouTube side, but other people might not. So
yeah, well, we also were thinking the YouTube side is useful for people that, for some reason, don't want to go onto the website.
they just want to follow along. Yeah.
Guide people through, I guess. But maybe there's other ways we can do it. Don't
know. Okay, so I know the answers to these because I wrote them. Well, I hope I do. So, Andrew, you're playing, right?
Yes, I'll play. Okay, go on then. Let's see what we've got.
So what is a hackathon? I'm not going to go through the answers because we're short on time. It's already 10:10 UK time.
Oh, that's interesting. When you say what is a hackathon, you've given some interesting options there.
I think it's quite easy.
Well, I think I know which one I would pick out of those, but yeah, it's got to be that one that you've gone with.
Okay, everyone ready? We're going to move on to the next one. I know Jennifer wanted to go back through the whole thing again. We'll go back through the previous round and this round. Mike's up for bouncing some ideas. Awesome. Anyone else? Just let us know in the Slack chat, and we will organise something for early next week. Cool. Lee's in as well. Awesome. Which is not a valid open source license? We're getting a bit more concrete now.
Which one's not? Okay.
Yeah, I put not in lowercase purposely. Microsoft being one of the #1 open source contributors, especially to Linux, Mike will definitely know the answer to this. Don't let me down, Mike. Okay, moving on. Everyone ready? Place your bets.
Yeah, I don't want to make any claims about thinking I know the answer. I do remember spending a bit of time, sat down with Dan, in fact, going through all of those.
Stephen, that was GPI, I think. Is what I put down. What does BASIC stand for? Everyone had enough time to read? This is the last round.
What's really bad, we had this question, I think, in either the first or second quiz we did. I can't actually remember what the answer was. You're telling me I remember these things. I really don't. Not when it's words. When it's images, it's different.
Okay.
I see everything.
Let's count down. 5, 4, 3. Knowing what BASIC stands for is like knowing what TARDIS. Does TARDIS stand for something?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm not going to try and remember what it is off the top of my head, but yes.
Okay. Right, we're moving on to the next question. Which one?
Yeah.
Okay. If anyone remembers, write it in the chat. Not for BASIC, but for TARDIS. Which one is a sorting algorithm?
Well, that's all right. I can do that.
It's easy for Andrew. He invented it. Time, relative, dimensions in space.
Inside out. That's the one.
Okay, that's too easy. We should move along. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Serious geek points lost, boys.
Well, for not remembering what TARDIS off the top of my head are. It was time and something in space, but I just couldn't remember the relative dimensions. That's it.
Which data structure is of category dictionary? Message bounced again. Does that mean it didn't go through or it came through twice? I'm guessing it came through twice. If it came through twice, wonder why that is. It only seems to happen to you. I wonder if it's maybe connection, it retries and then ends up saving it. Or we'll have to try and see. That's one thing Andrew and me have tested a lot is the chat, because we stopped using Slack and started using this. Not for
Yeah, but at
everything,
the
but
same time, I think if you were to hit enter twice really quickly or double click on
let me
the,
try.
it's possible because I don't think I've got, unlike some other places,
Oops.
yeah, you can probably hit lots of empty ones as well if you really go crazy. Because it's probably not disabling the button fast enough when it
Uh,
clears the content.
can someone write something in the chat? I think if I hit enter, does it not just submit something, or is it disabled? I think it's enabled.
Could be enter is submitting, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you can submit empty.
there's
But
bound to be a few little things that we haven't tried out like that. Edge cases, it's all been built in a very big rush doing this so far. So find the issues, add them, we'll get them fixed.
oh, Mike says his YouTube video was not live. Oh, is it because you were switching between? No, but you weren't switching between apps because you're using the same device. Should have been live. Oh, maybe you were behind for some reason, whatever, and
I
you
could
were
have
watching it.
rewound it, perhaps.
Yeah,
Maybe rewound back like 20 seconds or
or
something.
paused it or
Yeah.
something.
But
Right.
even
Okay.
when it's live, it's still a delay. But maybe the delay is more manageable when you're caught up on it. I don't know.
I don't know. These .NET people can't even play on a video. Maybe if it was.
We're going to get some hate if you say things like that.
Mike knows I love him. Oh, 2 minutes behind. That explains a lot. Okay.
Feels fine. Okay, well, that's
Okay.
good to know that that's better. But at the same time, I think there is still something that could be improved.
We need to somehow sync it, even if it's just verbally or visually or whatever, because that might happen to other people, and it would be really confusing. I get that now. So we need to have a think about. We still need to have a think about that. I think.
It's definitely the hardest thing to crack because we're trying to build this as a platform for anyone to use. So I've got a few people that want to run like charity quizzes and stuff somewhere, and they've tried a few things out. They don't like them. So we're trying to build it that it can be used for more than just YouTube. It just happens to be that we started doing these quizzes, and it's quite good to have something to use to go with them. Oh, well, we'll figure it out. We'll improve with time.
We'll have that chat, definitely.
Oh, I haven't picked an answer. I'll just go with that one.
Everyone pick an answer. Let's go. Next question. 3, 2, 1. What does Perl stand for? You had a basic one. What does basic stand for? So what does Perl stand for? Nice t-shirt, Andrew.
Go Immortals 1, yeah, absolutely. I haven't worn it for a while. It's been sat in a drawer because we've not been doing anything.
Okay, this one's too easy. It's obviously, PHP. So we will move on. 3, 2, 1. In 1983, who was the first? Who was? That doesn't make any sense, does it? Who was the first define? Who first defined the computer virus? Remove the. Who first defined the computer virus? Option E. That's again so easy. It's getting a bit harder. This one's a bit trickier. Question number 7. 3 questions left. Make them count. Ready? 3.
Go on. I think I got it wrong, but I go on.
2, 1. Tom's going to get 100% again, isn't he? What data structure does not exist in Python? I was really surprised with this one. I was really surprised. Lee says, "You're always with us, Mike. Always." I wonder if I could do something cheeky. It might upset Andrew for a second, but let me have a quick look. I wonder if I can do it. Maybe not. What people are thinking. No googling, no cheating. I can't. I was going to show everyone like behind my scenes of my setup. The reason for that is my streaming machine above, as I keep looking up top here, is Windows. And every time I boot it, I always think of Mike. Right. I use Norton AV and this stream is 3 hours behind due to lag. Okay, moving on. 3, 2, 1. What was the original name of Java? Another Java question.
Really? I have no idea.
I did not know this one. It was before they were bought by Sun Microsystems or whoever it was.
I kind of want to go with the Angular answer.
That was a bit of a cheeky one to stick in there. JavaScript. Oh my god, I went years and years ago, like 10 years ago, maybe even more, 15 years ago. I went for a job interview. I went go to the job interview through a recruiter, and the recruiter was like, "Do you know Java?" And I went, "No." Oh no, at the time, yeah. Do you know Java? And I said yes, and they said, "Right, well they do JavaScript." I'm like, "Okay, so why are we two having this conversation?" Well, it's just a script version of Java. It's like, what? Like seriously, you're fired. Loads of people made that mistake. They're kind of the same. One's the scripting version, and one's the non-scripting version, right?
I've even had interviews where the interviewer, well, I've been an interviewee where the interviewer has been convinced themselves that Java and JavaScript were the same thing. And I've had to explain to them they're not. I don't know whether it was done on to try it out and to see if I knew that they were different, but they were very convincing on the other side that they thought they were the same. What about ActionScript as well? You got ActionScript too.
ActionScript, LiveScript.
Oh,
Okay, next question. This is the last question of the quiz. Are you ready? Are you set? Did I get the job? I didn't want the job. I left. So I didn't even finish the conversation. This is a hard one, and I wouldn't have got this right. Which operator has the highest precedent?
In any particular language or just anywhere? It's always the same.
I don't know if it's always the same, but the language that it's meant to be in, I think most of them have copied this, so I'm pretty sure it's in every language. But if you want to know, I think it was C. C or C++? It definitely had C in it when I researched it. But I'm pretty sure probably the rest follow. But it wasn't what I thought. I would have got this one very wrong. But it kind of makes sense now that I know. It's easy when you know how, right?
It's not the same as in maths, though, right?
Should be. What? I'm more confused. Pretty sure it's the same as C#. Yeah, I would have thought. I would hope most languages have it the same. So we know that Lee and Tom have got 10 out of 10 again. Right, are we ready? Shall I end the round? He says not knowing the right answer. Okay, let's end it. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Shane got 9. Wow, that's very good. I wonder which one you got wrong now. That's very impressive. Mike 6 in second with Jesus. Andrew, with not in fifth, but with fifth, 5 points. Lee 5 points. Tom 4. I got 0. It was quite a hard round. But really well done. Oh, you think it was the open source one? Which one did you put? While Andrew resets the quiz, so we go back to the beginning of the fintech round. It was, I think it was GPI was the invalid one because it's GPL, and I purposely put it in there as a kind of cheeky question. Nice job. I'm out and about and keep losing the sight. No worries, Jennifer. Thank you so much for joining and taking part when you're out and about. I hope everything's well with you. I'm sure we'll catch up on one of my live streams soon. We'll talk about our open source projects and so forth. It's been a long time. I think this is my 4th or 5th week not doing a live stream, so I'm gonna do one this weekend. I know I said that last weekend, but I mean it this weekend. But I hope you're doing well, and we'll catch up soon.
Oh, okay.
That's the general knowledge one, which we know Andrew got 10 out of 10 because he wrote those questions.
Okay, cool. In the right place.
Okay.
I do hate fiddling around with a database to do things like that. We've got to sort out that one.
Stephen doesn't like your projector install, Andrew, or the way you've kind of skewed the images. So. Andrew's trying to be cool. Has to be different. Okay.
I know, I could have around a bit further and made it a bit nicer. But
So, Andrew, I don't know these answers, so you have to say which ones are right.
I actually got these right in the end, didn't I? So you're correct on this one. The answer is A. I'm going to read the whole thing. The answer is A.
Perfect.
So on here, the answer was C. Streamlining of current post-trade processes.
Okay, interesting.
Again, the answer was C on here.
Yes. Good guess.
Everyone knows Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, I'm sure. Took me a moment to think which one was it, Max or Jack, but yeah. Open banking, the answer was B.
Yes.
The APIs. Had to be the one that had APIs in it, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So here was false.
Why?
Because they do pose a threat.
Oh, someone did say double negative.
The double negative is horrible, but I'm guessing Dan perhaps did the double negative on purpose to catch people out, which I think is a bit unfair. But
because I believe that they're a threat as well. So I put true to say yes, they're a threat, but I didn't trigger the double negative. I don't know what I was doing, messing about. Oh, Stephen's caught you out on tricky spelling, apparently. Not you, Dan. Sorry, you didn't write the question.
It's not my spelling. I just copied and pasted what Dan sent, so I'll feed that back to Dan.
What's the function of an issuing bank? This was a hard one.
Yep, so the answer is A. Oh, yes. They issue bank cards.
Phew.
It's not a case of they have a great number of issues to resolve, although that's probably true as well.
Yeah. Oh, this one was hard. No double negative here, but it's still hard. Andrew? We are true or false?
Yes. Answer's A, true.
Jeez.
They are real names, apparently. I think I may have heard of Square Cash. I've never heard of Venom or something.
I think Jennifer wrote that the second one was spelled incorrectly. There's a missing N or something. She just put it in the YouTube chat. This is where we do combined, like a single chat.
There's probably an autocorrect going on when Dan was doing something.
Yeah, probably.
The answer here was D. For those of us that have their 10 billion in assets lying around.
D, okay. Oh, Jennifer says in the YouTube chat, Venmo.
Okay.
APR stands for, I hope I got this right.
Yes, B, annual percentage.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want one of those, really.
Apparently, Venmo is a PayPal company. This one I wasn't sure.
Makes sense. Yeah, I think I've heard of Venmo, actually. Now you mentioned PayPal as well. I may have heard of that, but yeah, Venom I'd never heard of, so yeah. Reading it straight off rather than thinking could Dan have misspelt it or auto-corrected it. Next time, remember, when we get a round from a guest, we need to try and think, does this make sense ourselves, and go check the stuff. I'm not sure if Square Cash is part of Square, but yeah, I would probably presume that. I've never looked into it, but I have heard of them. I know that only because Dan's mentioned them before. Yeah, it probably is. I've not actually checked to be 100% on that, but I would expect so.
Okay, so last question for this one.
You're correct, tokenization. Yeah.
Oh, phew. Okay.
Good guess on the last one.
Yeah. So I got 7. I'm very proud of that. Okay, this is my round. So I should know the answers to these, and I have got the answers up somewhere just for me to double check. So what is a hackathon? The answer is C. You're kind of building a startup in a weekend. It's not what most people think, which is breaking into computers, going for a run.
Yeah, well, I went for build a startup as well, but yeah, some people might go with B.
Really? I guess so.
Because everyone just leaves their computers sat there unlocked, don't they? So it's an opportunity to go and break into their computers.
True. Which is not a valid open source license. It
D, I
is
hope.
D, GPI, because it's GPL.
Yeah, I know. I've seen ISC, GNU, and MIT so many times that it had to be.
ISC, I now have seen it, that I've seen it again, but if you had asked me, that would have been questionable for me. What does BASIC stand for, Andrew?
I think I got this wrong. I put C in the end.
No, it's B.
It was, yeah. I thought it might. I was between the two.
Which one is a sorting algorithm? I do like the balloon sort.
Bubble, right?
Yeah. Which data structure is of a category dictionary? Which one?
Oh, I didn't hit save on it. Never mind. I would have put tree if I'd done it. I don't know if that's right or not.
It's hash table.
Hash table, is that okay? That would have been my second guess, probably.
Linked lists. No, apparently not. Stephen, maybe in I don't know, some languages? Not sure. What does Perl stand for?
None of those, as far as I'm aware.
Yep, none. When I saw that question, I saw it online and I was trying to figure it out, and I realized
It's not any of those. I can't remember what it stands for, though. I have to go look it up.
I collect my P45 on the way. Stephen, don't worry. I can't answer most of these questions. I had to look these up.
It stands for Practical Extraction and Report Language.
Really?
Apparently. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's those.
So
This one, I made a total guess at this. I just went with Norton, just because I don't like them.
Norton, Smith, and McAfee are obviously the famous ones, and it's actually Cohen. Right, it's another Python question for the Python people. I know we got Jennifer here. She's no, because dictionaries aren't ordered. Ah, okay. So yeah, this one, Python one. What data structure does not exist in Python? Interesting that everyone's saying Python does stand for something. Oh, sorry, Perl does stand for something.
Yeah, it does, yeah. Practical Extraction and Report Language.
Yeah, but I was Googling the kind of like trick questions.
I was umming and ahhing over the nothing. It's not those, but it's not nothing either. So
Okay, maybe that's my mistake, but when I kind of Googled trick questions, that was one that came up, and I liked it. So I didn't think to check it. I assumed it was correct. So apologies on that one, everyone. You get like an extra life. Yeah, what data structure does not exist in Python? Less than this data doesn't exist in Python. It's tricked everyone. It's array. Apparently, I'm really surprised when I saw this. Array does not exist in Python, apparently. Not surprised. Jennifer also says a tree would be ordered, and also thinks a linked list would be ordered. I'm not sure. Maybe someone else in the chat, in one of the chats. Two chats is very confusing.
linked lists are normally ordered, yeah.
Okay. What was the original name of Java? I'll give you the reason. They're all trees. It's
Oak,
because
I said oak here.
so yes, when the developer of Java was looking out the window, saw an oak tree and called it oak. But when it was bought by, I think, Sun Microsystems, they hated the name, and their marketing department said, let's call it Java. Last question. Okay, who got this one right? I really want to know. Write all your answers in the chat. Which operator has the highest precedent? Lee said, while you're all thinking and putting your answers in the chat, Lee says dictionary must use a hash, the key, because it's 0, 1. Not quite sure I follow that one, Lee.
Yeah, I went exclamation mark as well, but again, for some reason I didn't hit save. Stupid. There's 3 of them here that I didn't hit save on while I was going through. Never mind.
I'm really impressed everyone got this right. It is A. It is exclamation mark. And I wouldn't have guessed that. And I don't know why.
I did wonder between that and for a moment. And would have me thinking. But
I'm really impressed. Well done, everyone. You're all hired. £1 million bonuses to all of you. Andrew, pay the great people.
With what? That 10 billion?
With that 10 billion, exactly. You all can have 10% of nothing. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
did think it was quite low down, but it just had me thinking for a minute at the end, and that's all. But I was pretty sure it was the exclamation mark. It's one of those.
same.
I can't see how star would be there, but that's why I said it's not the same as maths.
I thought it was. I would have thought star. I have got the worst answer compared to everybody.
The project, I put my answers. I probably shouldn't have hit save to put my answers in that I hadn't saved. Gave me another 2 points. Oops. Oh well.
A
I do need to
dictionary.
put that save feature in. That needs to be fixed.
Lee's explaining. A dictionary takes the key and takes the hash to store the value, makes it efficient to look up. I put and because it will short circuit. Not a dev. Yeah, I'm not a dev. Oh god, so bad at some of these. If I get these in an interview question, at least I'll have more of a chance. 0-1 means order 1, so it doesn't get as slower when your YPU adds more items. It's actually probably a really good conversation. Someone to do some like 5-minute lightning talks on some of these subjects. Not even 5 minutes, just really short lightning talks. Quite interesting, kind of stitch together some old school kind of computer science stuff that we all take for granted. When you add more items. Right, okay. Yeah, YPU, I'm thinking, is that like a fancy version of a CPU or GPU? Lee always trying to explain stuff to me. Lee must be Andrew's brother. Andrew's always explaining stuff to me as well.
No, my brother's always explaining stuff to me.
Oh, that's true. And then you explain stuff to me.
Yeah, you get it third hand, so you get it all wrong.
Jennifer says, "This is so good for us. Thank you. I really appreciate it." No, I appreciate you all being here and being patient with our technical issues and stupid questions that I write that Perl doesn't stand for anything. It apparently does. I learned something new today. I'll never forget that.
Hopefully, everyone's enjoying being able to actually answer them on the platform as well. Whilst there are sync issues, I do hope that the time we're investing trying to build this little thing is working out all right as well. Otherwise, we'll stop now and call it. We're done.
No, we'll keep going for another week, and then we'll let people use it and get some feedback from actually people kind of using it and hosting quizzes and stuff.
Annoyingly, Dad, we haven't yet got the end quiz button working. That end quiz button, there will be a Firebase function behind it that will go through and pull out will show us the top 3 for each round and an overall list. But yeah,
Not yet. Sorry.
I could try because what I can do is this. Okay, let me do this. We can try and figure it out. Maybe I can turn it so that we're back to the beginning of the whole quiz.
Right.
But all the rounds are completed, so it will only show us the leaderboards for each one.
So you can add them up.
First round, the general knowledge round. Oh yeah, ignore mine because that was me putting them in to make sure that I had got them right when I was giving you the answers. So actually, it was Shane with 9, Jesus with 9, Tom with 7, Dead had 7. I mean, you have to probably take note of your scores as we go through each one. The next round. Oh, hang on, what's this one? Oh, this is the general knowledge. Sorry, that's the general knowledge. The next one.
Is it not in order? But as long as people add theirs up, it doesn't matter which order they're in, right?
Yeah, I might have to manually do it.
Well, we can do it for next week. Don't worry, don't stress. Unless you want to code it now. In fact, we're not going to keep everyone longer. We're already overrunning.
I was hoping I could make it jump to the end round for each one, but it doesn't look like it works quite like that. Okay, never mind. Sorry. I was hoping I could show you what the leaderboards for each round was. We will get that end quiz button working instead.
Yeah, we'll get that working. But if you do know what your scores were for the rounds, then... And we do want to have it so you could go to your profile and see all your totals for each game quiz that you've played. So there are things you want to do, which everyone could go to their own profile, for example, and get that information. So we'll look into doing stuff like that as well to make it easier, and everyone can just write it in the chat. We're working on it, so thanks all for your feedback. Open quizzing. Yeah, I like that. Because we're using Firebase, we haven't really got an API that we could expose. Firebase is great for real-time data and making it easy out of the box, but automated testing sucks on it, like sucks so bad, because they don't use JSON responses. It's all their own proprietary data sending stuff, which is really random and not consistent. And the testing sucks. And also, yeah, exposing an API on it. You can do it, but it's like an afterthought. It's not what it was designed for. You might do it like for a webhook or something, but I don't think you would use it because then you'd lose all the real time stuff that you're using. Yeah, so Firebase is great, but has two massive flaws. I can't believe testing is such a big flaw on it. You're not selling it. Dead Flesh Retro, thank you so much for joining. We need to head off as well. We've way overshot, but we had so much fun being with you, and it's really reminded me how I've missed live streaming. So I'm going to do some live streams this weekend, and I'll see you all on my channel as well this weekend. Firebase for president.
Firebase, yeah, it's awesome, but it has problems.
I think for prototyping stuff, it's awesome, but
Yeah,
for a
we'll build
big,
an open source library for to sort the testing stuff out, right?
yeah, and then the API stuff are out afterwards.
Yeah, no, thank you, everyone. I see everyone
Thank you
signing
all.
off now.
We will see you all next Friday, and maybe before on this channel, or if not before.
You
on
want
my
to do a
channel.
little roundup on Monday, right? You were saying 4:00 on Monday or something.
Yes, check out the
People that want
Slack. We'll put something in. All of us join our Slack. There's a link on the website, codemortals.io, and we'll arrange something 4:00 on Monday where we can all, I don't know, maybe just live stream the conversation. We'll see, and we can just have it focused on that. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Cool.
We'll
Good
see you all
night.
soon.
Yeah, see you next week.